Recording. What's going on, honey?
Hello.
Hey, you gotta talk.
Sorry, I didn't know we were starting.
Yeah,
Hello.
When I say we're recording 10 times in a row,
I guess we're recording.
that means we're recording. Let's see here. Yeah, that's good. What are we doing today? Say it.
We're talking about the Montauk project.
Every time I'm about to say it, I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
Montauk?
Yeah, every time. I
always spell it wrong.
Yeah, I was spelling it wrong. I was saying it wrong. It's a super new word to my mouth. But you guys know what this is. It's date night. We're having a good time.
Yep.
It's me and the wife.
Hello.
And believe me, I know that you can't see her.
I'm just a hand.
You have to tell people. You're not just a hand. Oh, you're not just a hand. Oh, no. You're also my handler.
Oh.
Someone said that. I did an episode about the GATE project, Gifted and Talented.
Yeah.
And how you ended up going to one of those schools.
Uh-huh.
And how they spoke about, like, you know, these kids, you know, getting prepped in intelligence and all sorts of stuff because of their giftedness. And then one of the first comments was like, your wife is your handler.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I haven't seen that.
And I don't even know. All I wrote was, she better be ready. Hope she's ready for all this.
Well, this is the start of it all.
This is going to be Kanye level handling. You're going to have expert level handling for me. Especially as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
We're only at 43,000 subscribers.
44.
44?
Yeah.
Oh, you are the handler. Wait till we're at 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then I'm going to need to get reeled in. I'm going to get reeled in. Going to be on Joe Rogan one day.
Yep.
Gonna be on Joe Rogan, and I'm going to like know more about him than Jamie or him.
Oh, crazy.
It's going to be weird.
I think the episode's going to be about him, and you're going to be telling him.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be telling him stuff. Do you know what your family crest looks like?
Oh, my God.
That was my biggest inspiration as an interviewer. James Lipton, amazing interviewer. He was interviewing Tom Cruise. And he's like, do you know that you come from this bloodline?
Wow.
And he's like, I didn't know that. He goes, you know what your family crest says? Tom Cruise is like, no. He's like, would you like to see it?
That's
he's like,
so crazy.
He's like, yeah, I would.
What was it? Was it something crazy?
Oh, it was just like one of these prestigious, nice things. I forget what it said on it, but there was like 3 words, like honorable words on there.
Okay.
And he was just like blown away. He's like, how do you have this? He's
That's
like, I didn't
amazing.
even know I had a family crest.
That's
He's
so
like, I had no,
crazy.
yeah. James Lipton was the greatest interviewer of all time. Hands down. No one better. In the actor's studio. Can't find it online anymore. If you want to buy an episode of it, it costs like $80.
Wow, really?
It's so crazy.
That is strange.
Yeah, they're milking it because there's never going to be another one like him unless I step into the ring. Mm-hmm. Stop playing around with Montauk projects and stuff. That's not going to happen.
But it was so fun.
I know, exactly. And just real quick, guys, I got to take you over to the store. This is IamCoachColin.com. Thank you so much for updating this site, honey. Mm-hmm. Right on the front page, we have the cricket connoisseur himself, public enemy number 1. I'll keep it short today. That's all on IamCoachColin.com. It is the greatest anti-establishment clothing brand in existence. Check it out. We have Jabbed and Proud shirts, certified pure blood. We have Soul Not For Sale, this anti-WEF shirt right here. All at Coach Colin. IamCoachColin.com. If you want 10% off of any purchase that you see on our site, large, small, whatever you want, I am Coach Colin is what you put in the discount code area. All one word, all capital letters, 1 L on the Colin, gets you 10% off. And if you've done that already, thank you. You are much appreciated.
Yeah, people are starting to order twice now.
Yeah.
There's a couple people, so thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much.
I know both your names, but I'm not going to call you out.
Yeah. We still don't know if we should be saying people's
No.
names.
But I know who you are, so thank you.
Well, I will say one thing, and you probably know who you are because you're probably the only one. The person from Japan.
Wow.
Japan. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Like, it's crazy. Japan. I had no idea.
That's amazing. I know, right?
I thought Netherlands was crazy.
Yeah.
I saw Japan. I was like, what? I'm like, are they even allowed? They're not allowed to watch anti-WEF content, are they? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, so we're talking about Project Montauk today, or Montauk Project, which is located in Camp Hero.
Yeah.
Which is in Long Island, New York. And it was like, historically, it was a big military base, like all from like the Revolutionary War, like really, really far back, all through World War II. And once World War II was done, they transferred it from, I think it was the Navy who had it. They moved it, they transferred it to the Air Force.
Okay.
So it was with the Air Force from about 1953 until 1981.
Okay.
And it was the Montauk Air Base or something like that. I don't remember exactly what the name was.
Okay.
And then after that, like, it shut down. And then it got absorbed by the state of New York. They like turned it into a park. And it's really nice. You can go walk around. There's only a couple areas with like old military stuff that's cordoned off.
When did they start creating time traveling children?
I'm getting there.
That's what I want to know. Yeah, go ahead.
So funny. So there was 11 years after it shut down in 1992, there was a book that came out, and it was called The Montauk Project: Experiments in Time.
By Preston?
Oh, what was his name?
Preston B. Nichols?
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
So this guy, I was like, who is he? Like, I couldn't find much on him. And then I found the book on Google, whatever Google Books and things. Yeah. Where did it go? I'm trying to look up the thing again, but I can't find it. But he was just, about the author in that section that was selling his book, said he was one of the leading minds in electromagnetic experimentation and science, basically. Okay. And then it went on to say that he like was living a double life, and he didn't realize that he was experimenting on things that he like didn't know about. Like, he was there, thought he was just doing his normal work, like doing normal experiments, and then found out it got a lot deeper.
I read that he actually had repressed memories.
Oh, really?
Being one of these people.
Yeah, like,
and
he
was
also
where
talking
the
about
book
like
comes from.
Yeah, that it was all like brainwashing and stuff.
He said he uncovered these repressed memories, and that when he remembered what happened in that a group of, I guess, kids, people, him and some others, destroyed a bunch of stuff, and then the other participants had their memories wiped.
Wow. And
his, I guess, was wiped too, but it was more repressed, and he was able to uncover those memories.
Okay, I found the thing on Google Books. So it says, one of the foremost experts in the world on electromagnetic phenomena, Preston Nichols worked as a radar technician and discovered he had been living a secret life at the Montauk Air Force Station, where he participated in a project that used radar to influence the moods of living creatures and also to influence the weather and also matter.
Oh, wow.
Eventually, this research expanded to manipulating time itself, sending people into the past and future. And this is about the author section.
Really?
Like, what the hell?
That's very interesting.
How strange is that?
I believe it. I don't think it's strange at all.
I think it's super weird to have that as about the author.
Well, yeah, about the author, but like just the fact of like that happening to a person, I think we play God all the time. Why wouldn't we try and figure out time travel?
Yeah.
You know?
So then the book is written in like a first person style, like it's like saying like I, but it's about these characters, and there was one part where he was talking about like time travel and going back to meet Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's no good.
So people,
well, I guess it is good, but interesting.
Yeah, people were thinking this is like, it's classified as science fiction, like a fiction novel. But when you pull out like the different theories in this, that's what people really kind of lock onto and what things are based on. So one of them was that homeless people were abducted and subjected to huge amounts of electromagnetic radiation to see what would happen.
Yep.
I believe that.
100%. I believe all that. You know, in the U.S., I believe it's 800,000 children go missing a year.
That's crazy.
What do you think's going on? Everybody goes straight to like the satanic adrenochrome type of stuff, but I'm sure some of it's just experiments.
Yeah.
Just seeing what they can do, for sure.
Yeah, true.
You
And
know?
then another one says people had their psychic abilities enhanced to the point where they could materialize objects out of thin air.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but they also
makes
say
sense.
it was at the cost of emotional instability, post-traumatic stress disorder, and other issues.
Yeah, well, you
So
know,
like fried their brain, basically.
yeah, you can't have it all.
Yeah.
Like, if you're able to do that, you're not going to be able to, read a room, have a
When you can just
conversation.
like poof, make whatever you want.
Yeah, it's a trade-off. Like, look at Elon Musk, right? Like, everyone's like, oh, he's hilarious. It's like, no, he's not. He's
No.
just rich and
And weird.
And he's rich to the point, like when men are a certain amount of rich, women will laugh at their jokes. He's so rich that even men laugh at his jokes.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's how rich he's gotten.
Yeah.
That grown
Everybody
men-
laughs at his
Yeah,
joke.
everyone's like, this is all very good. Chips in the brain, you say? Oh
my God.
fantastic.
And then people line up for it.
Yeah.
That's the real joke.
That's the
He's
real
probably
joke.
laughing.
That's the real joke he's telling when he's like in a Rothschild mansion.
Yeah.
He's like, and they all lined up.
Yeah. And paid me money.
Oh, Elon. Oh, fantastic.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then there was a porthole in time was created, which allowed researchers to travel anywhere in time or space. And it was developed into a stable time tunnel, they called it.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Okay.
And then contact was made with alien extraterrestrials through the time tunnel, and technology was exchanged with them, which enhanced the project. And this allowed broader access to hyperspace.
What?
Yeah, whatever that is.
Oof. I like that.
Yeah.
Hyperspace?
Mm-hmm.
Hyperspace would be
Like between
I'm going to
worlds.
explain hyperspace to you, but I would expect it to
Quantum
be
physicist over here.
something like like if I had to just break it down like a highway, I would think. Like
That's
if you're
what
talking
I
about
thought it was
hyperspace.
too, but I don't understand their reference to it in that respect.
True. They're not talking about it in that way,
Yeah.
but they're not talking about it.
But when I
anyway.
think about like hyperspace, like in the nerdiest like space travel terms, I picture like almost like wormholes.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have like a sheet of space, and
Yeah.
wormholes are two areas that are pinched together.
Yes.
And then you travel between those points very quickly because they're now touching each other.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that space between those points is hyperspace.
Yes.
So maybe that is true, that if hyperspace in this sense is a spot between dimensions or worlds.
Oh man, I love conversation like that. I love that. I sent you this in an email. This
Yeah.
article. You should read this.
I read some of it, but we were doing it like right before
I
we
know,
came
I
on
know.
here.
But there's a whole bunch of it because you're talking like, I guess everybody's talking like this is not a real thing, but I beg to differ. I think this is real. I think this is very real. Not super like here. Let me just pull something up here. Hold on. Let me pull up some proof. Oh, we have to go into Stranger Things, right?
Yeah.
You've watched Stranger Things.
Yeah, I watched the first season.
And it's based on that.
It is. They're before they actually named it Stranger Things, their working title was just Montauk.
There you go.
It was like it wasn't even hidden, it was fully called out.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And when I pull this up, let me switch over here. When I pull this up, look at this. It's the Stranger Things kid. There he is. Now hold on. They're gonna ask him some questions. Look at that.
Like, do you know who Vanna White is? Maybe she's before your time.
Most people are.
Is Stranger Things based on a true story?
Yeah, actually. It is based on a place in Montauk, New York called Camp Hero. There was like rumors of secret government spies like doing human experiments to fight in the Cold War. Like,
Russians, yeah.
It's exactly what's happening in Stranger Things. And so it's based on that one government lab in Montauk, New York, which is a real place you can go visit, but you're not allowed in. Why? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Is Stranger
Bang.
That's your proof.
That's enough for me. That's enough for me. The guy actually says, yeah, it's a real place. And just so you know, if you actually know about X-Men, okay? And yeah, I'm going into X-Men. If you know about X-Men, Wolverine fought in the Cold War. He's hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
He was one of the first. Something happened he naturally, quote unquote, had these powers
Of healing.
of healing, and also the actual stuff, the bone coming out of his hand. It just used to be bone. It wasn't metal.
Oh, okay.
They
They
covered
put
it.
the metal in.
Yeah. So he was actually in that war, him and his brother. And his brother had the same type of stuff.
Wow.
So it's interesting how these huge movies have things that are like based on that as well. And then going to Stranger Things again, like what does that look like? What does that look like? Let me go over here. There it is.
Yeah.
It's Professor X.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's wearing that helmet. And then who else is wearing that helmet? This lady.
Oh, 11.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And she escaped from a lab. She was like one of the test kids.
It's almost like Professor X, his whole school of heroes, or school for the mutants, is like Camp Hero.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing, because when you watch the X-Men, they're doing things that are like helping you hone your powers, but they're doing tests.
Yeah.
Like they'll put Wolverine into a situation where he has to fight unbelievably like crazy monsters and stuff, and he has to fight them. And if you think of it as a person instead of just watching like a movie or looking at a comic, that would be very traumatizing. That'd be like torture.
Of course.
We're putting you in this room. You're going to fight these things, and it's going to be real.
Yeah, you might die, but...
Yeah, exactly. And they're doing that with all of them.
Yeah,
and then when
it
you
hurts him every time those things come out.
It hurts him every time those things come out, but also think about when you're watching X-Men, you're watching a bunch of kids. Like when it first starts, there are a bunch of kids, and they're going through that.
True.
They have to fight random things all the time.
Yeah.
And they have to hone their powers. And it doesn't seem like it's a choice.
That's true. They're just there. That's their only choice.
They're in this school to do it. They have to do it.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Isn't the like the school for the kids like in upstate New York too?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Everything's in New York.
Jesus.
For that.
Jesus.
Interesting.
There we go. What more do you need?
There is so this is an actual guy, not a character, named Joe Lafrino, who's worked at Camp Hero State Park for 18 years. Mm-hmm. And he's said in the past, it's a place that's dominated my life and my nightmares. So he now thinks that he's been experimented on in that area.
Really?
And he didn't realize it because I guess it was like brainwashing, whatever. Mm-hmm. So then eventually he went to be hypnotized by a certified hypnotist for about 40 minutes. And he said all the memories came flooding back. And he says, they did a very bad thing to us out there. We were just little kids. They had no right to experiment on us. It was a very dark, very evil thing. So he believes he was abducted and abused in the summer of 1980 and possibly 1981 when he was like 12 or 13.
Wow.
And while he was under hypnosis, he remembered that a local boy who no one knew very well, like invited him to go out to bike to the base. And when he went with him, he said there were two men waiting, dressed in like normal civilian clothes, and they ushered them into like a sunken house in the base, like kind of underground. And
so that kid led him there?
Yeah.
Oh. Jeez.
Yeah.
He was probably like one of those gifted kids.
Maybe. Never know. And then he said later he and some other boys were brought underground through one of the battery tunnels from like the old like war stuff. And one of the sealed gunneries left. So they were brought underground through all these like old tunnels from the wars.
Wow.
He says he remembers lying on a table with wires coming out of him like electrodes.
Jeez.
Yeah.
See what I mean? It's I don't know. It's very, very interesting to think about. And if you go back to X-Men, think about this. When you think of like Magneto, because he was like a young Jewish child, right? And he was getting experimented on. And he was a part of all the experiments. And those are well-known experiments in the world. They were experimenting on people. They were hitting them with gas. They were doing all sorts of horrible things, taking twins and doing things to one to see if the other felt it.
Yeah.
They would do all sorts of wild things to people. And then, in the whole X-Men thing, Magneto is one of those kids. They wanted to see what he could do. They were trying to do that. So think about this, right? Like Montauk's going on in New York. If they know, again, one of those races, arms race, space race, all these races that they have between the two sides, if they're doing that if they're actually testing on people, why wouldn't the American side be testing on people in some way as well?
Yeah. At least to keep up.
Right? It's like we have every single thing. Even today, like there's so many people, Elon Musk arguing, I have to make X so it can compete with WeChat because, you got to compete with China.
Yeah.
Google saying that they have to work with China because, we don't want them to rip off our technology. They're just going to copy it. There's this constant trying to keep up no matter what it is that they're doing.
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau talking about how he admires China because of how they're doing economically years ago. Like it even if it's like the worst of the worst people and systems and countries, for some reason the West feels like they have to keep up.
Yeah.
And they're willing to do whatever. So I wouldn't see why some experiments wouldn't be in the realm.
That's true.
I don't know. It's weird. Mm-hmm. It's weird to think about. And if we go to this, I got more proof, guys. I'm not going to let her tell me that this isn't real. This is very real. Oh, and the X-Men school, yes, in New York. It's in New York.
Yeah.
Located in Westchester County, New York.
That's just north of New York. Like New York City.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And then the Hamptons is just like east of New York, I think.
And when we talk about space travel, or not space travel, sorry, time travel, mm-hmm. You know that this monster that they're talking about, I'll pull them up here, this thing, the Montauk monster, they're talking about this thing. It's like if I had to explain, it's like a cross between a wolf, a pig, a lizard, I don't know, a piranha.
Yeah.
A little bit with its mouth. I don't know. It's a cross between a lot of things, if I had to explain it in what we have going on Earth. But supposedly, one of the kids opened up some kind of portal with their mind, and this thing came through, and a bunch of these started washing up. What are they?
A bunch of them?
Yeah, it was more than one.
Ew.
These things started washing up on the sea, in the sea, or on the beach, I should say.
On the beach where?
Montauk.
Oh, like in the town?
Right, because it's like,
Yeah,
when you look at it, it's an island. They're washing up onto the island.
Oh my God.
How crazy is that?
That'd be so weird.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I see stuff like that, and they're doing tests, and I don't know.
They've also done like radar scans of the sites, like the military sites,
mm-hmm.
and discovered there are concrete structures that are underground that are not on any official maps.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
there you
and
go.
then I think it was like between 1991 and 1993, the military went in and removed a bunch of underground, like they said it was like transformers and I don't know, like anti-bomb stuff.
Okay.
But that book came out in 1992. So it was like all at the same time. So it's like they were trying to like grab it all the evidence.
True.
And it's still not on the maps.
Trying to shred the evidence.
Yeah. And that guy who did the hypnosis and realized he was one of the kids who was experimented on said under hypnosis he was able to lead some people to the sunken house he was talking about where he was led for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Good Lord. Look at that Montauk monster.
That's crazy.
Like, what is this thing? This is like a more like CGI depiction
Of it like actually up.
Yeah. So it's very interesting to think.
Ew.
Look at that thing. That's from another world.
That's crazy.
I love it. I love thinking about that. You have no idea. Oh, it feels so good. Just to explore that. And honestly, you couldn't put it past any country. Again, they're all trying to keep up with each other.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's, it seems like throughout the world in certain places, China, Russia, seems like communism and this way of doing things, this totalitarian, authoritarian government stuff, it's working. And it seems like the West is all of North America is like, well, we got to keep up.
Yeah, true.
Like,
That they're already doing psychological experiments to see if we'll follow.
We should kind of do some of that stuff. They're trying to erect FedNow, which is a digital currency. They're trying They're trying to put into people's minds that lockdowns are okay. Like, I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff we're trying to keep up. I think it's, I wouldn't put it past them to try and keep up with experiments on anybody. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to segregate it to children. Anybody. They did it to black people in the Tuskegee experiments where they're experimenting on them. Why wouldn't they do it with just random kids, people? And then again, let me see how many kids go.
It says it's been stopped.
Oh, sorry guys, 1 second. Oh, press that again. Whoop. Whoop. Oh. We're in advanced studio here. You understand? Per year.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's a estimated 460,000 children reported missing every year.
Wow, that's horrible.
Every year.
Where is that, in the States?
Yep. In the United States, and then if you couple in Canada with that, you're probably looking at least 600,000 kids.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So what's going on? What's going on? Obviously, there has to be some experimenting going on within that, I would think.
Yeah.
Just like throwing it out there.
And like in the other episodes we've done recently, like they openly psychologically experimented on children.
Well, I mean, and then like we've done episodes on MK Ultra as well.
Yeah.
You know, men, women, old,
they were just drugging everyone.
Young, like whoever. I don't want to say it makes sense, but I wouldn't put it past them to do anything like that.
Yeah.
You know?
And with Stranger Things, there's also like a monster like that who lives in God, what do they call it?
What can I call it? The
like
Stranger
the
Things
world.
monster?
Yeah. It's called like a Demogorgon or something.
Sorry, I've never watched the show for anybody who's like, I can't believe you don't know the... Like, obviously I don't know what this thing is. Good Lord. What is this?
Is that the one? I can't even see it. There's like a couple different monsters in there.
Huh.
Like, it's actually scary. That show?
Is it?
Yeah. Like, you know me, I think anything is scary.
I'm not recording. I should record. Boom. Yeah, well, I guess it is scary. Jeez. I mean, if you really saw that thing, right?
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's called the Upside Down is their other world.
The other world?
Yeah.
The Upside Down?
It's called the Upside Down.
You know what's funny?
So that's their like portal to another world. So that's like where those monsters came from.
You know what's funny? You know, it would be funny if the plot of Stranger Things was they're in some other world. Because right now, we live in the Upside Down. Everything's upside down right now. Everything. You know? Like, men, women.
Everything's all
switched,
mixed up.
You know, like everything is just wild and upside down here. Me and my buddy, when we talk, we often refer to what's going on in the world today as the upside down.
Really?
Yeah, because everything's upside down.
Yeah.
Nothing makes sense anymore. And it's been the past 10 years where things are just odder and odder. So maybe in Stranger Things, they connected with our world.
Maybe.
And this monster that you see is just like one of the elites.
Politician.
We just have...
He's the puppet master.
We just have like blinders on. We can't see.
Yeah.
But this is like what a basic politician looks like.
It's like Joe Biden's up there on the podium and we just can't tell. He's like, ugh.
Yeah. And he's exactly this thing, you know?
Yeah. That'd be so crazy. And that's why his ears are different. Because like the simulation's slightly off.
Did you hear... Exactly. Did you hear what happened at Obama's house?
No.
His chef was just found dead.
What?
Isn't that weird? Isn't that a weird thing?
Oh, that is crazy. Especially considering how much security they have.
Yeah. Just dead on the grounds.
Oh.
And then someone said...
Like how? Like medical thing? Or we don't know yet?
Someone said... I've heard people say... Because, you know, Twitter just goes wild with things. I heard someone say trauma. Like blunt force trauma.
Oh.
But I haven't verified that from any, like, you know, mainstream news or anything. But I also heard that Obama said he won't be questioned by the police.
Who won't?
Obama.
Oh.
Which I didn't know you had the option to do.
Yeah, just say no.
I won't be questioned. Goodbye.
That's crazy.
And there's like there's pictures, people showing him like golfing, and he has bandages on his hands and stuff.
Obama
like
does?
Yeah, like his hands are all bruised.
Oh my God.
Weird stuff.
Uh-huh.
You know, yeah. Can't put anything past anybody, you know. Very odd.
Yeah.
Odd situation. Very odd. But here's the thing, you know, if you're gonna go around with all the conspiracies, wouldn't he have cloned him? Wouldn't he, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we're saying Jamie Foxx is a clone, you know, like, wouldn't he just clone his chef? He'd be like, get the cloning, guys. Take a piece of the guy's hair. Put this guy back together for me, okay, boys? You got 24
And like, if he was gonna kill anyone, like, I feel like there are ways to do it, like, for sport.
Yeah.
When you get up that high.
For sport.
Which sounds absolutely disgusting, but I'm sure there is a way. So why would you kill your own chef?
Well, I mean, it's like that that movie Hostel.
I don't know.
Oh, you've never seen Hostel?
No.
Oh my God. It's basically, there's a ring of very rich people who just go to a place and they do what they kill people.
Yeah.
And they do it in various fashions, however they want. And it's just like a thing that they pay for.
Interesting.
And they all have like a tattoo, like in a place that you wouldn't see.
Oh.
And it like connects them to this group. And the way that the recruiters are just like all around Europe, and they just like recruit people. They'll like drug people, this.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a wild movie. There's
That's
like
crazy.
There's like a woman, and oh yeah. Yeah, it's a wild movie. That's like one of the last scary movies I saw, because I don't watch stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
Anymore. I'm not into
anymore.
it. But it's a very interesting one. People of all types doing wild things. So yeah, he could have just done that, basically.
That's what I mean. Like, it's like, I don't think he killed him, because why?
Yeah.
Even if he was into that.
Right?
There's no point.
I don't know. Yeah, I also think Hunter Biden wouldn't, drop drugs around the White House, but now they're finding drugs in the White House.
Oh my God.
Who knows though, you know? You never know. I don't know. It's a weird situation. But yeah, that happened recently. Like just a few days ago.
That's crazy.
Nuts. I'd be pissed if I was him.
Huh.
Cuz you know right away, like, ugh, everybody's going to think I did this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, when you're someone like Obama, like, I feel like you wouldn't think that. You'd think you're untouchable.
No, because you like these guys hear the conspiracies. You know, oh my God, I can't even say it, but there was one about Hillary Clinton, and she mentioned it. It has like a certain,
really?
Yeah, it's a certain word that I don't even think I could say on YouTube, but she mentioned it. She was like, oh, what is this like? And she mentioned it. So it's like, they hear about it. Like, of course you do. Like, you're going to hear about it. It doesn't matter how famous you are. Unless you tell your friends, don't mention anything to me that you hear. Unless you say that.
And they all have PR teams too. So I'm sure they're kept in the loop so they don't accidentally say something that might look incriminating.
Exactly, right? Like, so they hear about this stuff. They hear about it.
That's so crazy to have to like think about that all the time.
Of course. What? Joe Rogan had to think about being part of the CIA for so long.
People still think that.
Yeah. So many people like, always controlled opposition, bro.
Yeah.
So I guess. I don't know.
Whatever. Think what you want.
I don't know.
But they still listen to him.
It's a matter of yeah, exactly, right? It's a matter of time. I'll be controlled opposition too. That's what they'll say.
You've been called that already.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know.
It's crazy.
It's weird. It's weird stuff. It's weird stuff how it happens. But I get it. Yeah.
But I get it. I'm a handler. You're the controlled opposition.
I'm the yeah. You're the handler. You're the handler.
Yeah.
But
anyway, in Montauk.
No. What else do you have in your thing? Like, what else did you pull up?
Well, there was.
Or what else were you thinking about it?
Well, there still is. Like, this is factual. There was like a big, like radio antenna thing. It's huge. It looks like a satellite that's like kind of oblong. See if you can find it.
Can I just interrupt you real quick?
Yeah.
Because you said that it's factual. This is factual, okay? Just so you know, this monster here,
Yeah.
that's
that
factual.
CGI one.
That's real.
Yeah.
Don't be confused, okay? There's many pictures of this thing.
That's so crazy.
You know what's funny? There was even a picture when I was scrolling through. There was one of the thing, like, oh, there it is. It's with Obama. I love it.
Oh my God.
I love it, man.
That's so funny.
There we go.
Who does that?
Obama's giving him daps. He's giving him, he's like, good to see you, brother.
Oh my
It's been
God.
a long time. And the thing's just like, how do you look like this now? He's like, it's a suit that they put me in. Yeah. It's actually called Black Guy. I'll put you in one soon, too. Don't you worry about it. I have a chef. I'll put you inside the chef.
Oh my God.
He's like, all right. Great. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
so
just had
there's
to
this
correct you
big
there.
like antenna that was meant as a warning system for if there were bombs or missiles coming across the Atlantic.
Okay.
So they were supposed to be able to warn the American people 30 minutes before like a bomb blast.
Okay.
But people were saying when these antennas were in use, they would interfere with like TV signals, radio signals, and even give people headaches.
Wow.
Yeah. So thinking about that, somebody else said in that article that it goes up to, I think they said like 425 hertz or something. I don't know exactly what the
Okay.
range was, but something about how that's the amount needed to get into like human consciousness.
For sure. That's a real thing.
Yeah. So they were talking about like broadcasting secret messages and things and like getting into your brainwaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why people were getting headaches because there's no messages being sent out
That's why.
and it was still interfering with things. So there was something going on.
That's why you get annoyed. I turn off our Wi-Fi every night. I go and turn it off. We don't need that. We don't need that just playing into your head. Mm-hmm. If I could turn off the neighbors too, I would. I would. It's not. I don't think
You
it's
just need
good.
like a kill switch.
I do, because they've already shown like certain plants can't grow when they're real close to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, they have trouble growing. They don't grow all they can. Yeah, they definitely will get headaches. You know what's such a wild theory is that we've been putting out radio signals for a long time. And I think I was telling you, they're 120 light years like out because they don't stop.
Yeah.
So they go out and they're like just going through space. Imagine, like we get headaches at a certain frequency. Imagine if some alien race is like, there's a race attacking us. There are people attacking us with radio waves. Like we've been hearing it.
True.
And they're like mad and they're like heading over to us.
Oh my God.
They're like, it's already an act of war. There's
Yeah.
radio waves.
Yeah.
Can't you see them? See? It's like missiles to them. They're like,
Wow.
oh my gosh. The apes. The apes? Really? The ones that we probe? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's them.
Those ones that we stick things in.
They're like, all right, let's go. Let's ride. And they're coming over to us.
Oh, jeez.
You never know.
Never know.
It's interesting. It's very interesting to think about. But yeah, definitely a certain frequency will get into your brain. A certain frequency, if you stay positive and you put that out there,
Yeah,
doesn't
for
it
sure.
come back? When you're negative, doesn't it come back? Like there's definitely a wave that can make your head hurt.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And even just like being around people, like you can feel their energies.
Yeah. Yeah. There's certain people who can't be around hundreds of people. Can't be in crowds and stuff.
Yeah.
Certain empath types and things of that nature.
I just don't like crowds.
Yeah. There's a bunch of people that can't handle that stuff. Everybody's different, I'm sure, but you can definitely penetrate somebody's thoughts. I've talked about this so many times. I can't wait till my buddy Kevin comes through and he's going to be on the pod. I think I'm going to have him on both podcasts. I think he's going to be here with us one time and then I'm going to do it
Yeah.
again. How many times have you had thoughts that don't feel like your thoughts? Like if you ask people about that and you really think about it, like when you actually think about all the thoughts you have or like actually observe them as they're coming in, some
Yeah.
of them just don't even line up with you at times. And I've heard that from so many people. You know, me and my buddy Mike, we often talk about whenever there's great ideas. He's always like, you know, it's and I agree. It's like, it's not my idea. It's kind of, it just comes. It's like moving through you. You know, you hear people who created incredible songs. They're like, you know, it was something that just came through me. Like, they don't actually take responsibility for the thought of it. Joe Rogan erected a comedy club. He's like, it's almost like the club told me what to do.
Yeah.
You know? People who do ayahuasca, or people who created ayahuasca, they say that the plants told them what to do. Like they're like the plants told us to put them together. That's what the shamans say. Like, that's how ayahuasca was created.
Wow.
So it's like, I don't know. A lot of the thoughts that come through, they may not be ours. You know? And if somebody could intercept, or if somebody could
Broadcast.
put something in, then why
We're
wouldn't
screwed.
they? Well, we're kind of, right? Like, I mean, every thought that you have, like, people have that thing that they say, like, don't let the intrusive thoughts win.
Yeah.
You know, not every thought you have, you act on. Not every thought that's pushed towards you, you act on.
Yeah.
You know, not every command you hear, you automatically do.
But eventually, like, if you have consistent negative thoughts, even if they don't feel like your own, and even if you don't act on them, like, it still will affect you.
Yeah, it's not fun, but then, like, you start to work on it. Like, that's where discernment comes in, right? That's where you start discerning what to act on, what to focus on. Because even if a negative thought keeps coming, it's up to you to, like, focus on that or not focus on that. It's up to you to let that bring you down or not let that bring you down.
Yeah, true.
You know? So there's still hope.
Good.
Even if they are doing stuff like that. Which, again, I wouldn't put that past them either. Right? If we had billions of kids, wouldn't you be like, Jesus, we need to control these kids? And they were all like 4 years old. You'd be like, oh my God. We need, like, mind control. Can we do mind control? And if I was like, oh, just a certain frequency, you'd be like, do it.
Yeah. You
don't
got
care.
him to sleep.
I don't care if they have headaches. You'd be like, just do it. This is crazy. There's 8 billion of them. I need to control this better. You know?
Yeah, true.
You'd want to control them. So that's what's happening with us. They need to control us any way possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. Montauk project. I actually got inspired to do this because I saw an Instagram video. I forget what the gentleman's name is, but he's an Instagrammer or a TikToker, and he was just talking about the Montauk project. And I was like, I've never heard of this. I looked into it, and it's very interesting to think about.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. What do you guys think? You guys think it's real? You guys think that's actual? I think it's actual. I think they would do that. I think right now, again, I've said this before in a podcast, right? Like, certain things come out after like 50 years. Like 2050, we'll be hearing things that were going on in the 90s.
Yeah.
And we'll be like, wow, how could that have happened? And certain things that were happening in the 90s will all of a sudden start to make sense. And I think that'll happen with the 2000s and 2010s, and it'll happen with present day. You know, it'll all just, it'll be crazy. You know, like our kids will be our age, and they'll be like, wow, like my dad always did mushrooms. He did so many mushrooms.
Allegedly.
Who knew they were demons? Wow.
No.
Who knew he was like fighting these demons in this astral realm? Wow. It's amazing he didn't lose his mind.
Never know.
You never know. You never know. He'll be, or it's like, you know, like who knew that like the CIA like planted mushrooms in the ground and like had these hippies take them. Yeah. Who knew? It was all mind control.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Never know.
You know, like the people who witnessed JFK, you know, get slain. I'm sure they were like, "Wow, just a crazy gunman. I can't believe that. Just did this to this great man." You know, and most of those people are dead. If you told them like, "No, there's proof. It's this and that," and his nephew is now running for president, and he has proof, and blah blah blah, they'd be like, what are you talking about? This is crazy.
True.
They'd be shocked, you know. So who knows what we'll see in the future, what we'll find out in the future.
Yeah. And it's funny to see how different people's minds work too.
Yeah.
So I remember a couple years ago there was I was still living with my parents, and we were talking about something that happened in the news over dinner, and it was a plane that went down, and they like nobody knew why. I can't remember. It was over, I want to say, like either Ukraine or Iran. I think those two countries were involved.
Okay.
And my mom was just like, "Oh, it's so sad. Like, I wonder what happened." And immediately I was like, "That plane was shot down."
Yeah.
Because it was just like so obvious to me. And then
Yeah.
it came out a couple days later that that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's funny to see, like, my mom is very kind of old fashioned, like follows what the news tells her.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said that, she's like, "No, I don't think so."
Yeah. Of course not. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird the way that happens. You know, they talk about it. I've heard it in podcasts. I think Joe Rogan's talked about it. But just talking about how the bullshit meter is so much higher as in the younger generations.
Yeah.
Like, of everything. You know? Like, news stories. Like, there's certain technology. You could show your mom an AI picture, and she'd be like, "Well, that's
true.
a real person."
If I show my mom a deep fake, she'd be like, "Why are they saying that?"
Yeah, exactly. Right? They just take it. They're just like, "This is real."
Yeah.
You know, but if you show a kid, the kid will go, "What is that, a game? What game is this?"
It's true.
They like, they won't even know the person who's talking, but they'll just be like, "I don't think this is real."
Yeah.
You know?
You get that, like, uncanny valley. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
they have it out of nowhere. It's weird. It's very, very weird. And it keeps happening younger and younger. And I don't think that's limited to just technology. I think it's limited to narratives as well. And I think the younger generation will be able to see through a lot of things that were going on.
Yeah.
And I think they'll wonder why. Like, why didn't anybody do anything?
That's
the
true.
same way we look at, like, you know, things like, you know, what Hitler did. Like, why didn't people act quicker? Or like whatever happened in Russia or Cuba, communism. Like, why didn't everybody just go nuts?
Yeah.
It's like
right from the beginning.
yeah, you know. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Right now we're living through a time like that.
Yeah,
where
true.
our kids are gonna be like
look back and be like, "Why didn't everybody stop that?"
yeah, exactly.
Our kids are gonna ask us that.
Maybe. Our kids might, what they may ask is be like, "You were never scared saying that stuff, knowing that the government was listening to you? You would just do a show in your house and
Yeah.
you didn't have armed men at your door?" I'll be like, "Nah, man. Nah. I didn't care." They'll be like, "What?" "You're crazy."
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have like a security team of like 10.
Yeah, right. Of course, my handler takes care of all that.
Yeah.
Think all this happens by chance? I'm just like the rival to the WEF. Like, we're gonna take over the world first. I talk to Klaus every day.
Yeah. Who needs the arc?
"We'll see what happens, Klaus." And he's like, "Well, we will see." And I'll be like, "I'm on YouTube." And he'll be like, okay. I'm doing Davos this week. I'll be like, "I'll be on YouTube every day, 3 times a day. We'll see who wins." But anything else, Montauk?
No, that was
What do you
it.
want to do next? There's another, I think something called the Milgram experiment. I think one of the commenters
Yeah, we
commented
can
the
look into
Milgram.
that.
Yeah, let's look into that.
Yeah. But I also wanted to talk about that government guy talking about aliens, because everybody's talking about that right now.
Grush. His
Yeah.
name is Grush.
Grush.
And there's a couple.
Sounds
I think
like a frat boy name.
Yeah, he looks like he.
Like,
would've
that's what
been.
they call him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We can talk about that guy and the other whistleblowers. And that guy, the other whistleblowers, they're talking about it in Congress. It's very odd.
Yeah.
It's very odd. That
And
all
I
this-
keep seeing it on like Instagram too. Like,
Of
mainstream people are now discussing it.
Yeah.
And that's always a red flag to me.
Let me tell you guys something, okay? If you see the Daily Wire talking about something, just know they're pretty much CNN. I'm just saying, they're factual, they're great people, but they're like, it's like watching Breaking Points and seeing Crystal Ball. I'm telling you, they're a little bit like that. Anytime you see something going on mainstream and then they adopt it too, there's something up. You got to think about that. I'm just saying, just think about that. We good here?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Guys, like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And other than that, we're out.
Bye.
Bye.